A game for the last couple of weeks. We played first half. We haven't played much of a second half the last couple of weeks. We've moved the ball better and better each week. We're getting closer and closer to the end zone, and we're playing better defense. And we're going to be in for a tough game tonight, and we're going to try to give the R.A. Long Lumberjacks everything they want tonight.
Okay, Coach, we wish you the best. Columbia Cable wishes you the best.
Thanks
And
very much.
have a great ball game.
Much.
Okay, Joe, you had also a chance to talk to R.A. Long head coach Gary Eckergren. He's in his 8th season now as Lumberjack coach. And what exactly did he have to say tonight?
Well, you know, he said that the Camas Ball Club always gives them a tough time. They're a tough team. No matter what their one-loss record is so far this year, it doesn't make any difference to him. The boys are up. He's excited. He's expecting that team to give him a rough time. He is not going to take this game too easy. Coach Eckergren, you have a record so far this year, 2 wins, 1 loss. Camas, 0-3. Did that take away from your practice sessions this week?
Well, you know, the records don't mean a thing. If they did, we wouldn't have to play, but they're here, and they're ready to play. Every time we play Camas, we have a real dogfight. I don't know if you know the history of the 2 schools or not, but ever since I've been here, it's always been a touchdown difference. So it's, if we have that kind of an attitude, we're in for a long night.
You had a long game last week. You had to go into double overtime to win. That must have been a tough ball game.
It was a tough ball game. It was 2 teams pretty well matched, and we played to a 0-0 tie. And we got into the overtime, and we scored both times we had the ball, and they scored once. So we feel real fortunate to come out there with a win.
Well, Coach, you know, we at Columbia Cable wish you and your team the best of everything. And one more question before you go. Did the boys let up at all this week?
Well, I don't know why they should. I mean, we're not a very good football team yet. We've got 2 wins, but one was in an overtime, and we got beat pretty bad the first game. We have a long way to go before we establish ourselves as a football team, so I don't see how we can even have the attitude that we have anything to let up for. We have to get better.
Thank you very much for your time, Coach, and the best of everything from Columbia Cable.
Okay, thanks, man.
Well, it's homecoming tonight also here at R.A. Long, so why don't you go ahead and sit down in that easy chair, grab a can of pop. Kevin and myself and Joe, we'll be back for the opening kickoff right after this. Memorial Stadium for tonight's ball game between the R.A. Long Lumberjacks and the Camas Papermakers. I'm Jim Barner along with Kevin Hastings, and we're going to be bringing you all of the action tonight. R.A. Long is in their home black and white, and they will kick off from our left to our right.
Special hello to everyone in Camas watching on channel 24 there, and we're happy you joined us here for your first league game against the R.A. Long Lumberjacks.
Perfect night for football. It's overcast, it's dry, about 55 degrees. Ball lands on the 3-yard line and goes out of the end zone, so the Papermakers will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. A pretty good kick right there to open the ball game.
Great kick. You got to set them right off at the 20-yard line now and not give them very good field position. And here comes the Camas offense and running that Delaware wing tee that we're starting to see more and more around the league.
First and 10 Papermakers from their own 20-yard line. We're going to take a look at the offense starting lineup right after this play. Full house T backfield. Give it to the second man. That's number 46, Chris Fisher. Fisher's up to about the 24-yard line where it'll be 2nd down and 6.
Okay, for the Camas Papermakers, Jimmy starting at quarterback is Rich Jones, a senior quarterback. And starting at right halfback is number 20, Chad Blackford. And the fullback, good ball player, Dale Trent, number 44. At left half, just the man who ran the ball, Chris Fisher. At centers, number 50, Todd Roberts. At right guard is 55, Matt Barise. And we'll get to the rest after this play.
2nd down and 6 Papermakers from their own 24-yard line.
Ooh.
Ball was pitched to the outside. That was number 20 right there, Chad Blackford. He will lose about a yard, and it should bring up 3rd down and 7.
That's the kind of defense that R.A. Long has known to play up here in Longview. Okay, we'll go ahead and take a look now. Left guard, Brian Bank. At right tackle, number 65, Scott Pelkey. At left tackle, number 68, Bill Kowalchuk. And right end, number 82, Rand Smith. And left end, Travis Obley. 3rd down and 7.
Papermaker's going to pass the football. The ball is complete over the middle. That's number 46, Fisher. Fisher has enough for the first down, but there's a flag at the 35-yard line. So we'll wait for the officials to sort this one out to see if the play will stand or not.
Well, I think what they got Jimmy is Ari Long on a hold, and that's right what it was. As the right linebacker was holding Chris Fisher that time as he came off the line of scrimmage, and Chris, broke himself away from it and caught the ball. We're going to get a chance now to see a replay of that and watch Fisher there on the left-hand side. And see he's being held right there by number 83 from R.A. Long. That's Bill Hughes. But he's still able to catch the pass. Good enough for the first down for the Camas Papermakers.
Official still going over the call right now with the Papermaker captain, number 15, the quarterback, Rich Jones. And obviously I think he's going to decline the penalty and take the play.
Camas Papermakers coming in to the league play without a point so far, losing 7-0, 21-0, and 14-0 respectively. They're a team that has had their chances, and really, I think one score maybe get them over the hump. And they're looking for that here on the first drive against the Lumberjacks at the 35.
Papermakers started at their own 20. They're up to their own 36-yard line, 1st down and 10. Ball given to the first man through. That's number 44, Dale Trent, the fullback, 5'6", 150-pound senior. Hammers up for a gain of about 9 yards.
Well, that's the Delaware wing tee. It confuses people and kind of confused our cameras right there, but watch Dale Trent at fullback. All right, long defense. Take a look at them quickly. At outside linebacker is Bill Hughes. Defensive end is Bob Norberg. Kevin Harding, number 55. Marty Pertz at nose guard, a real good one. Watch him. Middle linebacker is Ben Piper, and at split end, Jim Vineyard. And we're looking at a penalty right now, so we'll go ahead as Aaron Harlan will play at linebacker. Rich Bryan at left corner. Lee Davis at strong safety. Free safety is Stephen McClay, and right corner is Mark Hewlings, is also the starting halfback for Ari Long, and a darn good halfback. We'll talk about him a little bit later.
Actually, what the officials are doing right now, they've got the chains out on the field, and I called it a gain of 9 yards. Let's make it 9 yards, 2 feet, and 11 inches, as they're about an inch short of the first down. So it will be 2nd down and just inches for the Papermakers from their own 48-yard line. 46-yard line, make that. Quarterback tonight is number 15, Rich Jones, 5'11" senior. Gives it to the first man through, Dale Trent, and Trent may be short of the first down as he just crossed the 45-yard line, and that's about it. In fact, he lost about a foot. So we'll bring up 3rd down, and again, short.
I think Camas is going to have a hard time running up the middle. I talked about Marty Perks. Last year we had him on Columbia Cable. He was the player of the game at defensive nose guard. He also plays fullback. He's a two-way player, an extremely good wrestler, just a great athlete for the Lumberjacks at nose.
3rd down and short. Ball given to the first man through. Number 46, the ball carrier, Chris Fisher again, and this time Fisher does have sufficient yardage for the first down. It'll be 1st and 10, Papermakers from their own 47. Pretty good drive put together here early by Camas.
Well, when you come into the game knowing that you haven't scored any points in 12 quarters of football, it'd be nice, you'd think, to maybe start right off with a drive and get that monkey off your back. Well, Camas is taking steps to take care of it with a nice drive right now. It's at the 47-yard line.
Again, the first man through on the dive play right up the middle. That's number 44, Dale Trent, again, the ball carrier. And we've seen Hudson's Bay, the Eagles, run the Delaware wing tee. And it's an offense where if you're really not watching where the football is, you're going to lose it.
We saw last night, last week, Kevin Memzik from Columbia River carry out his play fakes really well. And watch Rich Jones from Camas, who's doing a darn good job. Watch him after he hands off the ball, you folks at home. He's doing a good job.
Still with the football is Rich Jones, the quarterback. He goes downfield. The ball is picked off by R.A. Long, number 80, Lee Davis, with the interception for the Lumberjacks. So Camas driving the ball well, was up over midfield down to the Jack 45, where they will turn it over, and R.A. Long will start 1st and 10 from their own 17.
Well, that was a great play by Lee Davis. That ball was thrown out there really not for anybody except for Lee, and Lee made a great catch. As we see the replay, Jones back to pass, has the time, and goes long, and I think maybe a broken pattern. Lee Davis, who also plays split end for R.A. Long, makes a great play.
Davis looked like a receiver on that play as he hauled in the interception. 1st and 10 Jacks. Here comes Hewlings, number 9, to the 15 and over the 15 to the 16. As he barely gets back to the line of scrimmage, so no gain on the play, and the Camas defense pumped up on that one.
Bill Kowalchuk. That's going to be a hard one. I hope he doesn't make very many tackles. But just made a nice play that time. He forced Hewlings inside. Mark's a darn good running back. He's had injuries. He missed the first game for R.A. Long, and he's just coming back from a bad hand, a bad ankle. And right now, Coach Gary Eckgren feels like he's rounding into form. Watch number 9 for R.A. Long.
First man through that time is Marty Perks, the fullback, number 44. Perks goes 5'11", 174 pounds.
Setting up the R.A. Long Lumberjacks in their home black uniforms. At split end, number 2 is Wes Armstrong, starting on left tackle. Number 70 is Tracy Strand. Left guard, Bob Norberg. The center, Charlie Worley. Right guard, Kevin Harding. At right tackle is Russ Pruitt. And we'll look at the backfield after this play.
3rd down and 7, possibly a passing play for the Jacks. Lund back to pass, has time. He's got his man over the middle, complete for the 1st down. Receiver was number 80, Lee Davis, the man who intercepted the football to give the Jacks their first offensive position.
Good look there at Lee Davis as he comes across the middle. He just found a seam in the Camas zone defense and just delivered a strike from quarterback Eric Lund. Or received a strike from Eric Lund. You see Lund back to pass and really rushed hard, but he just delivered a bullet right in there to Lee Davis.
1st and 10 Lumberjacks from their own 35. Lund, the quarterback, is going to give it to number 9, Mark Hewlings. Hewlings fights hard for 4 yards as he's up near the 39-yard line.
Nice job by the Camas defense stopping Mark Hewlings, and the rest of the Lumberjack backfield on offense looks like this. At tight end, Wayne Lindemann. At quarterback, Eric Lund. He's a senior. Fullback is Marty Perks. We've talked about him. Mark Hewlings is at tailback, number 9. And flanker is Lee Davis. A pretty doggone good offensive unit, you know, scoring 42 points against Hoquiam and kind of had a down night against Mark Morris last week, scoring only 9. But they can get it going.
2nd down and 7 for the Lumberjacks. Hewlings, the ball carrier, hit in the backfield, thrown for a loss of about 3 yards. Swarmed under by a host of white shirts.
Host of white shirts led by Scott Pelkey. Junior, 6'2", 170, and also helped out by Troy Lindell at end, a 6'1", 205-pound defensive end. And Lindell and Pelkey that time just were right there at the line of scrimmage.
I thought for a minute they were in the R.A. Long huddle there, the way they read that play. Loss of 3. It's 3rd down and 10 for the Lumberjacks. Lund back to pass, has time. Looks to Davis again. Davis complete to the 50, inside papermaker territory down to the 47-yard line. Enough for the 1st down.
Well, Eric Lund needs to get off to a good start. You know, it kind of gets your confidence going, and that's what he's done so far. He's 2 for 2 now, and both receptions by Lee Davis. You see Lee just cut to the outside, and that ball's right on the money. A nice catch by number 80. I tell you, Lee Davis is off to a good start, an interception and 2 receptions. He's kind of a big play man for R.A. Long. Camas had better keep a close eye on him.
1st and 10 Jacks. Lund back to pass. He's got his man. The ball was incomplete. Tenor receiver was number 89 for R.A. Long. That's Wayne Lindemann, the tight end. He had it for a second, and the ball squirted loose. Fell incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
That was a dangerous pass because there was a papermaker right there. If that ball had been lobbed, I think they would have been intercepted, and they'd still be running the other way. But Lund delivered it on the money, a real strike, and Lindemann just wasn't able to hold on.
5:39 to go here in the opening period. We have no score from Longview's Memorial Stadium. The Jacks just inside papermaker territory. Lund again back to pass. Looks over the middle. The ball is intercepted by Camas. That's number 37 with the football, Larry Meyer. Meyer down to the 40. To about the 37-yard line of R.A. Long. So the papermakers with a break and great field position.
Same pattern we saw earlier in the first pass by Eric Lund, trying to hit Lee Davis on the post, and this time he just put it right on the numbers of Larry Myers. You see Lund back to pass, again having time, and threw it right there to Larry Myers. Larry said, thank you very much, I'll go the other way, and picks up a little bit of blocking down the right sideline, and he wasn't too far from breaking that one all the way. So a big, big, big turnover for the Camas Papermakers, and they're in Lumberjack territory.
Question is now, can Camas capitalize on the Lumberjack turnover? 1st and 10 from the Jack 39. Ball given up the middle that time to Dale Trent, the fullback. He'll gain about 3 yards, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 7.
Dale Trent's had some big ball games at fullback, and he's not your prototype fullback. Coming in at 5 feet 6 inches, 150 pounds. At least that's what they list him at. Boy, that is an awfully small fullback, Class A, B8 ball, no matter what you're playing. This is double A.
2nd down and 7. Fake to Trent, give it to the second man through. Number 36, the ball carrier right there, Rob Riggle into the game for the first time tonight. He's a senior, 160-pounder. Picked up a fair chunk of yardage, just 3rd down and 3. Camas trying to keep this drive alive. Got an official's timeout on the field. Looks like an equipment problem with one of the Lumberjacks. Trying to get that straightened out here, so officials have stopped play. We still have no score in the ball game. 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the opening quarter.
Real nice crowd here at Memorial Stadium. The Ari Long Lumberjacks celebrating their homecoming. And the crowd is really pumped up for that. And, you know, the players are too. First league game. They aren't overlooking the Camas Papermakers. You know that. Don't want to lose on your homecoming.
Third down and 3 for the Papermakers. Quarterback again is number 15, Rich Jones. Little misdirection, a handoff to the third back. Down to the 20, 15, that's number 20, the ball carrier, Chad Blackford. Blackford's down to the 15-yard line of R.A. Long. Chad Blackford on the carry. And we'll get a chance to see that again.
Nice misdirection, Chad Blackford, just a sophomore, 5'9", 153 pounds, and watch him there, does a little pivot and comes to the left-hand side, got a wave of Camas blockers. He's carrying it really nicely. He's not going to fumble the ball, and he's finally tackled by number 7 from R.A. Long, Rich Bryan, but it's good enough for a first down.
1st and 10 Papermakers. Ball given to the first man through, Dale Trent. Trent fights hard for a couple of yards down to the 13. One thing I noticed about Blackford the play before when he carried the football, Kevin, he had it wrapped up with both arms, and that's got to please a coach, and not much chance of fumbling the football when you're carrying it like that.
That time middle linebacker Ben Piper was licking his chops as the Camas Papermaker man came through there without any blocking, and the Ari Long middle of the line is playing good defense. So far they've had a little tough time controlling the outside.
2nd down and 8. Ball given to number 46, Chris Fisher. He'll be thrown for a big loss at about the 23-yard line.
Once again, middle linebacker Ben Piper, number 33, and number 55 was also in there for Ari Long, Kevin Harding. We're going to get a chance this time to watch the double digits come flying in. You see a number of fakes, and finally the quarterback and running back run into each other, and, well, you see it there, Harding and Piper closing in, and there's an injured Ari Long Lumberjack down now at the 16-yard line. Jim, I'm not going to speculate, and I'm the way they're looking at the ankle, I'm afraid, knowing the ankle troubles of number 9, Mark Hewlings, that might be him.
If that is Hewlings, the Lumberjacks will not only lose a great defensive ball player, but their starting tailback and the man that does the greatest share of the running for the Lumberjacks tonight. So as Kevin said earlier, he has had problems.
Well, I miscalled him because I see Mark standing up now. He just came out of the middle of the huddle. So that's good news for Ari Long. I thought that because he's had such a bad ankle, but and then I see him work on an ankle. So it's not Hewlings, which is good news for Ari Long.
And with the timeout right now, there's 3 minutes and 18 seconds to go here in the ball game tonight. Good look at the KCOL scoreboard. We have no score tonight. And we're glad you're with us for this Columbia cablecast of tonight's Greater St. Helens League AA contest tonight here from Longview. Kevin, right now I know one thing that Camas, they've had problems, as we've mentioned earlier, scoring this year. And looks like the injured player, number 78, Jim Vineyard, is going to be able to at least hop off the field on one foot, so let's hope that's not a real serious injury to Jim. But Kevin, back to the Camas situation, they've got the ball deep again inside our long territory. They had it where it was second and short. It's third and long now. Does this begin to wear on you?
Well, you tend to think so. All you need, I think, is one score, just one time. You can break out here on top. This is the thing is, Camas has been in ball games right up till halftime, have gone in with a chance to lead and have not taken advantage. We'll see here.
Back to pass. Jones throws for the end zone. There's a flag down. It is an interception, it looks like, by R.A. Long. The Lumberjack player came out of the pile with the football. That's number 86, Steve McClay of R.A. Long, but there is a flag on the field.
I think this one's going to be against R.A. Long's Lumberjacks. I believe they're going to get him for either interference or holding, one of the two, because it was thrown right in the general direction of the receiver. It's going to be holding. That's a big penalty against the R.A. Long Lumberjacks.
We still have almost 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Kevin, that's the second defensive holding call against the Lumberjacks tonight.
Well, let's see if we can pick it up here. Watch the top of your screen, and there was a chuck. You couldn't see how far downfield it was, but it held up the receiver enough for the referee to say, no, that's no interception. We're going to give the ball back to Camas. They're talking there to the captain of Camas, number 46, Chris Fisher. There's some gentlemen that's been awfully busy tonight. Referees Bob Hess, the umpire Oscar Lemire, linesman Brad Losbeck, and the line judge is Ed Betts.
Gentlemen certainly earning their money tonight, as one would say.
And as far as that team right there on the sideline, they're feeling like, well, maybe they shouldn't earn quite as much money as they have been right now, because they've had a lot of calls go against them, as Camas has got 3rd and 6.
Ball given to Fisher again. Fisher tries to get to the outside. He's swarmed under and thrown for a 4-yard loss, where it will bring up 4th down.
Running to the right-hand side has been no-go so far for the Papermakers, and with losing that 4 yards, out comes the field goal kicker for Camas. He's going to try a 32-yard field goal. That's number 83, Greg Stoller.
Ball spotted at the 23. It's blocked at the line of scrimmage. Here come the Lumberjacks. This ball can be returned. That's Davis to the 30. Davis to the 40.
One man to beat.
One man to beat. He's to the 40, the 30, the 20. He'll score. Touchdown, Lumberjacks. The field goal was blocked and caught by Davis behind the line of scrimmage. He broke down the right side of the field and was untouched as he returned the ball over 90 yards for a Lumberjack touchdown.
The R.A. Long Lumberjack crowd's going wild, and this is the way things have gone for the Camas Papermakers for the first half of 1987. Lee Davis doing the damage this time, catching the block kick right in midair. And Lee Davis is off to a great start here.
94 yards. The block kick was returned for the touchdown. Lumberjacks will now try to tack on the extra point. Looks like right now the officials are going to go ahead and exchange footballs for the Lumberjacks.
Well, that's a moment that a senior, I think every senior should have, really. You know, a homecoming, and this is something he's going to remember for a long time, going 94 yards here in 1987's homecoming, and right now he's going to try to tack on the extra point.
Davis will try to account for all 7 points. The kick is up and good. So number 80, Lee Davis, returns the blocked kick for a touchdown, tacks on the extra point. And right now the score is the R.A. Long Lumberjacks 7 and the Camas Papermakers nothing.
You got a feel for the Camas Papermakers, Jim, you really do. As Greg Stoller's a good kicker, and he steps up to kick that one, and he couldn't even hardly see the goalpost because of the rush that R.A. Long put on him, and did nothing but kick it right into the hands of an R.A. Long man. And hey, if that had hit the turf, Jimmy, well, you know, it wouldn't be 7-0. Let's go down now to Joe Cerami.
I had a chance to talk to the doctor that just checked the injured ball player, Jim Vineyard, number 78, and he says it's a possible Achilles tendon. He will not return. The boy wanted him to tape it and get back in there, but the doctor said no way. Back up to you guys.
Thank you very much, Joe. We're also going to get a chance right now to take a look at that blocked kick that was returned for the touchdown by Davis.
Okay, as you see Stoller, watch the middle of the line come flying through there, my gosh. And it was actually blocked by the left side, right side of the RA Long and defensive line. And here comes Lee Davis, and just one man to beat. And Mark Hewlings takes care of him right here. Lee Davis, an interception, 2 receptions, and a touchdown off a block kick.
Lumberjacks ready to kick the ball off. Mark Evans, number 71, hits the ball. Fielded at the 10-yard line and drop. Official said number 46. Chris Fisher had his knee down when he received the football. So the Papermakers will start deep in their own territory from their own 12. Unfortunately, Kevin, that's one of those plays where you see the football coming down. It's a little bit short, so instead of fumbling it, you want to get your body squarely in front of it. And that knee goes down, and the play is dead right there.
That's just natural instinct, Jimmy, to block that ball from going into the end zone and trying to catch the ball. And he knew it. He tried to lift his knee real quick, but the referee ruled him down.
Ball given to the second man through on the right side up near the 25-yard line. Ball carrier Dale Trent.
Dale Trent's playing a darn good ball game for Camas. He's done that all year long. He's going to get a chance now to watch Dale Trent try the right-hand side. There he goes. He breaks a tackle and gets up for a first down at the 25-yard line. So Dale Trent, not big, but big of heart at 5'6", 150 pounds, but playing big for Camas.
Got a flag on the field right now as the officials will step in, and we've got a penalty, it looks like, possibly against R.A. Long. It is. The Lumberjacks were lined up offside, so that will cost the red and black 5 yards. And it will bring up first down and 5.
If you notice a direct resemblance to the Chicago Bears, well, R.A. Long picked up new uniforms this year. And so if you think you're seeing William the Refrigerator Perry, well, that's probably just a fat freshman.
Thank you for sorting that out. Ball given again up the middle. Not much room there as number 44, Dale Trent, the workhorse right now for the Papermakers, gains a yard. And it'll bring up second down and 4. Papermakers trying to regroup after that blocked field goal was returned for a touchdown by the Lumberjacks. We've got a minute to go here in the first quarter. Papermakers trail by a touchdown. Ball given again to Trent. Trent over the 40 up near the 45-yard line. Knocked down by number 7, Rich Bryan of R.A. Long.
Well, give the Papermakers credit. I said earlier that I wasn't sure if they could run up the middle on R.A. Long, and Todd Roberts is opening up a big hole from his center spot. And you also have to give credit to Matt Burris, Brian Bank, Scott Pelkey, and Bill Kowalchuk. Boy, that's a tough name.
I'm glad you're calling most of the defensive numbers tonight.
We'll call him Mr. Bill from here on out. There's a look there, Jimmy, at the injured player, Jim Vineyard. And as you heard Joe say, he wanted to get back in the ball game, but no go tonight for Jim.
Well, you have to know how the player feels, but smart thing is to keep him out. Now, there's a good look at the R.A. Long mascot tonight. At least he has the R.A. Long Lumberjack blanket on.
They're the Lumberjacks, and we've got a dog for a mascot. We're going to have to delve deeper into that.
Ball given to the first man through, number 44, Trent. Trent fights hard for a couple of yards, and that's about it. Maybe that's an assignment for Joe. We'll send him down to find out the story on the dog.
That's going to be a tough one. I'd enjoy an interview right now, but...
well, you're probably the person to interview.
Camas now is moving the football again, and I tell you, it'd be such a big boost for them to get their first points right here. You know, come right back after that touchdown and come right back and start the second quarter driving back down the field and even this one out.
We're going to take a short break here from Memorial Stadium. The first quarter has come to an end. RA Long leads by 7. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this. Blackford sweeping the left side was down before the football came loose, so there will be no fumble. The Papermakers will maintain possession. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
Open up the second quarter, Jimmy, just like you've been playing the first, running the football and having some pretty good success there as Chad Blackford comes around the left side. And really just a good solid play by Lumberjack. It looked like 87 Ben Musgrove making a nice play off right linebacker.
3rd down and 6 for Camas. Jones has the football, back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Oh! Overshoots his intended receiver, Travis Obley, number 88. It will bring up a 4th down and a punting situation for Camas.
Well, Travis was wide open that time. There was nobody within 20 yards of Travis Obley. If Travis had caught that one in stride, he would still be running right now and would put the Camas Papermakers on the board. He was that wide open, and Rich Jones saw that, and I think he might have aimed it a bit in overthrowing Travis Obley.
4th down and 6, the Papermakers will punt. Nice punt by Greg Stoller, number 83. Here come the Lumberjacks. That's Davis to the 20. Davis up to about the 23-yard line for being knocked down by number 20 of Camas, Chad Blackford.
Lumberjacks take possession, 1st and 10.
As the RA Long Lumberjacks come out and take the field, we're going to go ahead now and take a look at the Camas Papermaker defense. It hasn't given up any points yet, and we'll go ahead and take a look at that now as number 20 is Chad Blackford, a defensive back. At linebacker, number 25, Darren Phillips. Linebacker, 34, Delex Palmer. We'll look at some more after this play.
Hewlings, the ball carrier, up to the 25, spins away. Struggles up to the 26-yard line before being tackled by number 82 of Camas. That's Rance Smith. Gain of 3 is 2nd down and 7.
And some more of that defensive team. Larry Meyer, defensive back, 37. Number 45 is Matt Loop. 46 is Chris Fisher. At nose guard, Scott Pelkey. 68, Mr. Bill Kowalchuk. Mark Martinez. And number 75 is Troy Lindell. Number 82 is Rance Smith.
Ball given to Hewlings again. Hewlings up near the 29-yard line. A short gain on the play. We'll call it a gain of 2. Before being swarmed under again by about 5 white shirts. Third down and 5, and so far tonight the Camas defense has been pretty stingy against the run.
Well, they pitched a shutout so far, Jimmy, and so right now it's a big play. He's trying to get the ball back to the offense.
Lund back to pass, scrambles out of the pressure. He will be sacked for a loss of about 1. He may have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage.
Eric Lund that time on the run, and the man who stopped him was his own left tackle, Tracy Strand, as he ran him over and couldn't find anything over Tracy once he decked him. So the Lumberjacks are facing 4th and 4, and a good job by the Camas Papermaker defense once again.
Number 9, Mark Hewlings, is back in punt formation for RA Long. Gets away a line drive spiral. Fielded by Chris Fisher. Fisher up over the 40 to about the 44-yard line. Pretty good kick coverage right there by the red and black.
Aaron Puvogel leading the assault on Mr. Fisher. So Camas has pretty good field position once again at the 44-yard line. And, you know, you just got to kind of hope that Camas can get a big play here to get themselves feeling like they can move the ball and get some points here in 1987.
Well, except for that blocked kick, Kevin, they have played even up with the RA Long Lumberjacks tonight. It's one miscue, and that's the only reason they trail by 7. Rich Jones, the Papermaker quarterback, gives it to the first man through, number 44, Dale Trent, who again has been the workhorse tonight. They've got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. It'll be second down and 10.
Pretty much what you expect to see from a Delaware wing T offense, Jim. Lots of run, lots of misdirection and play fakes, and it's awful hard to pick up from up here, really, who the ball is, whose hands the ball is in, and R.A. Long's doing a pretty good job defensively of being able to sift it all out.
Jones still has the football. He goes downfield. The intended receiver ran Smith. Smith was wide open once again, but the ball was overthrown.
Obley was open on the right-hand side. Now the left-hand side, Rance Smith is there. There is simply no defensive man there. I mean, these guys in the stands, Jim, are closer than they are along Lumberjacks were that time, too. And if the pass had been delivered, once again, Camas would be talking 6 points.
If Jones can find the mark, the Papermakers are going to pick up some big chunks of yardage through the air. It's third down and 10. Man wide open. Momentarily, that was number 20, the intended receiver, Chad Blackford. The defenders closed quickly, and the ball was about a foot high. It falls incomplete, and 3 quick plays, and the Papermakers left to punt the football away.
Blackford was there for just a moment. He had his hands up, was open, and the Lumberjacks closed quickly. And now Camas will be faced with fourth down, and a pretty doggone good punter in for the Papermakers is Greg Stover.
Stolar's punt is away. It's a high, booming spiral. Drives Davis back to his 14-yard line. Davis up to the 20. Just over the 25 to about the 28-yard line. And on the tackle for Camas, number 34, that's Delix Palmer.
Well, Jimmy, first quarter stats, and you see the Camas Papermakers 7 first downs to R.A. Long's 2, and 58 yards rushing for the Papermakers. R.A. Long with just 1 lone yard, and also 74 total yards, 31 for R.A. Long, but the turnovers to Camas, R.A. Long 1, and the one big turnover that's turned this game into the Lumberjacks' favor.
Ball given to the fullback, Marty Perks. Perks is over the 30-yard line, up to the 33-yard line, a gain of 4. 7 minutes and 19 seconds to go here before half. Camas trailing by a touchdown on that blocked field goal. It was returned for a touchdown by the Jacks.
Well, we've had some bizarre plays this year. That might take the cake. It might even beat the tip pass we had last week in the Evergreen Columbia River game as the block kick went 94 yards.
Eric Lund, the quarterback for R.A. Long. He pitches the ball back to Perks again. Perks off the left side over the 35-yard line, up near the 37. He'll be short of the first down. Pretty good piece of running there by number 44.
Marty getting a chance to run outside. He maybe should have kept this to the outside, Jim, because I think he had a little more yardage, but being the big guy that he is and liking to pound it inside, he took it inside when he had 2 blockers leading him out to the left-hand side. So now, R.A. Long facing a 3rd and 2. We'll see if the Papermakers can once again rise to the occasion on defense.
Ball given to Perks again, number 44. He'll be up near the first down. Wait for the official's indication. It appears he's going to be, well, I don't want to say short. The officials are going to stop the clock, and they'll bring the chains out and measure. Some of the R.A. Long fans there think maybe he got the first down. We'll wait for the official measurement. We'd like you to join us throughout the Greater St. Helens Football League this season here on Columbia Cable. Our coverage can be seen each Friday night at 10 o'clock on Channel 49 in the Greater Clark County area and Channel 24 in Camas and Washougal. And we'll also repeat each game on KCOL, that's Channel 25. And if you've got a piece of paper and a pencil, that's Saturdays at 7:30, Tuesdays at 5 o'clock, Wednesdays at 5 o'clock. And next week, Kevin, we're going to travel down to Washougal to see Hudson's Bay take on the Panthers.
Columbia Cable on the road again. The first viewing of the Washougal Panthers, a team that's started off slowly but has come right back and put together some good wins against the Hudson's Bay Eagles, and that will be a test. You can bet on that. The Eagles looking for big things in 1987.
Football is just short of the first down. It's 4th down and inches for the Lumberjacks. They're going to go for it. Eric Lund, the quarterback, keeps the football. He has the first down and more up near the 40-yard line, a gain of at least a yard. So the Lumberjacks keep the drive alive.
Kind of an interesting call. I didn't think Coach Gary Eckergren of Ari Long would go for that in his own territory, but he has enough confidence in his defense. He says, what the heck? We'll just go ahead and plunge for it, much to the delight of these young men and women in Memorial Stadium.
First down and 10, R.A. Long from their own 39-yard line. Lund back to pass, looks to the outside. He's got Davis again. Davis to the 45, spins ahead to the 48-yard line. Pick up about 7 yards, and Kevin, you're not going to believe this, but the rain has begun to fall.
Wonderful. And Jim, how do you feel right now beside all this electrical equipment with the window open and the rain falling? I don't know, I feel pretty good.
Well, I just hope you get your fingers out of that socket. Second down and 8.
Can you believe it? It's been beautiful all week till Friday night football.
Kevin, that's the way it is here in the Northwest. It's nice Monday through Friday, and it just rains like heck on Saturday and Sunday. Perks the ball carrier. Perks a lot of room in the open field across the 40 down near the 35-yard line of Camas, but there is a flag on the play back at the line of scrimmage. Marty Perks right there, number 44, running hard with the football tonight. Here's the call. It's going to be offsides against R.A. Long, so that play will come back.
Marty Perks, number 44, his measurements are 5'11", 174, and I don't know his inseam right now, but you'll get to see him run the football as he breaks up the middle, breaking tackles, and makes a nice run. Perks is an extremely tough customer to deal with, an excellent wrestler, like I said before, playing fullback and nose guard. It takes a special breed to play those two positions. Just think, after football, it's time for wrestling. A real break.
Right. Well, you don't think of someone who plays in the backfield, Kevin, is lining up on the defensive line. That's the thing that kind of surprised me. Usually your running backs will play linebacker or defensive back, but not nose guard.
Well, knowing Marty Perks and the way he is, I think he's a nose guard first and a fullback second. He's a great defensive player, and he's not been playing too bad a fullback either, having a couple of 90-yard plus games for Ari Long. That's a 25-yard penalty, Jim, the way it's marked off. Actually, it's only marked off 5, but you take away the 20-yard gain.
Second down and a long 7 for R.A. Long. Back to pass is Lund. He's got his man wide open. The ball was thrown slightly behind number 89, Wayne Lindeman. Lindeman was open, but he had to reach back for the football and couldn't quite get his hands on it.
Lindeman going for the circus catch that time. Reached back one-handed, but couldn't quite corral it. And we're going to get to see that one again as Eric Lund will drop back and just a little two-step drop and had Eric Lindeman. He'll throw it over the linebacker, but couldn't get enough loft on it to find his tight end.
Kevin, that penalty against R.A. Long, that was their third penalty of the night for 20 yards. So Coach Gary Eckergren of R.A. Long probably would like to see that stop immediately. Lund swings it out to Hewlings to the 45. He cuts it inside and met hard by the Camas Papermaker defense. That was number 37 on the tackle, Larry Meyer for Camas.
On the tackle, number 20, Chad Blackford, number 37, Larry Meyer.
A nice welcome there for Mark Hewlings. You can see what Camas must think of Hewlings as Hewlings got the ball and was met immediately by 4 Camas Papermakers. And all it was a little swing play out of the backfield, and they didn't pick up enough for the first down. As we see Hewlings come out of the backfield, Lund just put it out there. First man misses, but here comes the rest. Papermakers, boom, boom, boom. Good night, Mark Hewlings.
Hewlings gets away another line drive spiral. Ball is fumbled away. Number 46, Chris Fisher, gets back on it. Is tackled inside his own 20-yard line. They're going to mark it at about the 18-yard line where the Papermakers will take over first and 10. Fisher's got to be awful glad right there, Kevin, and he got back on the football.
You did a real good job, Jimmy, because if he'd have fumbled that one and R.A. Long got possession at the 15-yard line with 3:50, well, it very quickly would have been 14-0. As Hewlings got off a line drive kick that time. He's been doing that most of the evening. You see Fisher just took a look up to see what he's got ahead of him and almost forgot to pick up the pigskin and finally covers it at the 17.
First and 10, Camas, deep in their own territory. Dale Trent, the ball carrier, the fullback up the middle, will get a couple of yards, just shy of the 20-yard line.
3:20 to go. You got to think that Camas might just play this one into the half, down 7-0. The quarterback, number 15, Rich Jones, has had some open men, so coaches will go ahead and store that and may come out seeing a few more passes here in the second half.
Blackford, the ball carrier, to the outside on the left-hand side of the line as he bounces it to the outside. Chad will pick up about 5 yards, maybe 6. Ball is marked just up over the 25-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and short.
2:45 and running, Jimmy, left here in the first half at 3rd and 2. So with Lee Davis back for R.A. Long, Camas, you know, does not want to have to punt the football. They'd love to get a first down and just go ahead and run this one out.
First man through this time is Chris Fisher. He'll have plenty of yardage for the first down, a gain of about 5. So the Papermakers keep the drive alive. 2:20 to go here in the first half.
Much of what has been going on for the Camas Papermakers in the first 3 games is happening right here in their 4th game against R.A. Long. Some pretty good offensive movement, but just no points on the scoreboard.
Jones rolls out, looks to pass. He's going to throw it to the safety valve. That's number 20, Chad Blackford. Blackford up over the 40-yard line and driven out of bounds by number 7, Rich Bryan of R.A. Long. It'll be 1st and 10, Camas.
This play didn't start out too good, but I think it was a defensive breakdown by R.A. Long because Blackford was covered and the man went for the quarterback. As you see, here comes the linebacker, number 35, and that's Aaron Harlan. He comes in and just takes the quarterback and leaves Blackford by himself, and the defensive backs are playing back as they will here in the last 2 minutes of the first half.
2 minutes exactly to go here before halftime. Papermakers with a 1st and 10. Jones back to pass. Here comes the pressure. He gets it away. The ball is complete to number 37, Larry Meyer. Meyer will pick up about 8 yards, just short of the 50.
That's a great pass there by Rich Jones. He missed some wide open men, and this time he threads a needle and puts it right on the money to Larry Meyer. We get to see it again now as he drops back and just pins it right in there to Larry Meyer. That's just a darn good play by Rich Jones.
2nd down and 2. Dale Trent, the ball carrier, still on his feet inside the 40-yard line, down to the 39 of R.A. Long. So the Papermakers here, with time running out of the first half, start to move the football.
Nice run by Trent. He was carrying Rich Bryan, and also number 55, Kevin Harding, carried him 3 yards, kept the legs pumping, and did a great job carrying the ball there on 1st down. And once again, it's 1st down for Camas. The down markers keep moving, but only 1:23 left as the clock keeps moving also. They're fighting time.
Dale Trent, the only man in the backfield right now for Camas. Give the ball to Blackford on the left side. Blackford inside the 30. Down near another 1st down for Camas. There's a flag on the play, however. Larry Meyer, number 37, ran over and picked the flag up and ran it back to the official. So we'll wait for the official's call on this one.
Here's the replay, and we see the wing back coming in motion to the left side. That's Chad Blackford, and he gets some good blocking out there by 55, Matt Barise, and carries it 10 yards. But I believe it's, I'm not going to speculate on this one either, Jim. They kind of picked up the flag. I think Larry picked it up so fast they decided, well, it's okay, forget about it.
Camas has called a timeout right now, so with 1 minute and 4 seconds to go here in the first half, the Papermakers will stop the clock. And we're going to go ahead. Kevin, why don't you tell us a little bit about your show that you have on Tuesday nights?
Oh, I'd be sure glad to do that. It's the Winner's Circle on every Tuesday, live, of course, at 7 p.m. We take your phone calls, and we'll talk to head coach Mike Brophy from the Camas Papermakers, find out what's happening down there at Papermaker Land. That's the Winner's Circle Tuesday at 7 p.m. It's live. We'll take your phone calls, and we always look forward to hearing from you as we talk Greater St. Helens Football League action, as we're right in the middle of the league season now for the AAA teams, but the AA's now just kicking it off.
One thing I wanted to say, I enjoyed the show last year, and I really enjoyed this year, but for the people who haven't tuned in, they should tune in and see the new set you have.
Oh, they did a good job making a new set. Got a pretty blue background, and, well, what more can I say? And what makes it, though, are the players and the coaches, the people in front of the set.
Rich Jones rolling out to his right, has some time. Boy, threads the needle inside the 15-yard line. The ball is complete and caught by number 46. That's Chris Fisher inside the 15. The Papermakers have it first down and 10.
These Papermakers are on a roll. You know, they haven't scored for 3 games. They come out now and are marching down the field, putting together an 80-yard drive. And a timeout for R.A. Long, a defense right now that's confused. Rich Jones doing a great job. Boy, put 2 balls right on the money.
I looked up, Kevin, and all I saw was black jerseys. Fisher was in the middle of the black jerseys. He caught the football inside the 15-yard line. The Papermakers have a chance to even this thing up here before half.
Well, Jim, we've got some pretty good football being played out here, but you know, there's going to be some pretty good football on Columbia Cable as we bring you college football every Saturday on KCOL Channel 25 and on Saturday, October 3rd at 10:30 p.m. It's those Washington Dogs versus the Oregon Ducks. Good ball game from Eugene. Next Saturday, October 10th, it will be the Washington Dogs once again, as you like to be called, as that's what I suppose, and the Arizona State Sun Devils at 10:30 p.m. It's all right here on KCOL Channel 25.
Well, let's see. Here's a good look at the graphic right there of our college football. I think it's well, let's see. We've got a couple more hours we can speak to each other tonight, and then about after 11 o'clock, I don't want to talk to you till Sunday. Both going to be down at Oregon tomorrow for the big ball game, so you sit over with those ugly green and yellow, and I'll sit with the proud purple and gold.
Proud with purple hair.
Blackford, the ball carrier, is going to be thrown for a loss back behind the 15-yard line. Leading the way right there was Bob Norberg, number 61 for R.A. Long.
Yep, Bobby flew in there and corralled him, and here comes Camas. No huddle, second down.
40 seconds to go here before half. Rich Jones, the quarterback for the Papermakers, drops back to pass. He was hit right as he released the football. Pass will be incomplete, and it will bring up third down and goal from about the 17 or 18-yard line.
Well, the Papermakers, Jim, can just barely get a first down inside the 5-yard line. But you know that Camas is thinking touchdown here with only 33 seconds left before halftime, and they've been thinking that for quite a while. Papermakers would love to cash in here. You know, they've had several times where they've gone in just before halftime with a downer, where they've missed a field goal, where they just weren't able to tack on 8 points, and then the second half come out a little despondent. They're looking at a 7-0 deficit, but can knot it up right here with a big touchdown drive. And I don't know how much, really, we could measure how much this would help the Camas Papermakers if they could score.
Well, this would be a totally different feeling than they have experienced all year. Going in at halftime, something bad happening just before the end of the first half. They could score here. This could change the mood for not only this game, but for the remaining 5 games left on the schedule.
Well, who knows what it could start. And right now, though, there's still 17, 18 yards to be decided. And I think the R.A. Long Lumberjacks have other ideas.
Looked for a minute like the R.A. Long band was beginning to march onto the field down there, so they promptly turned around and marched off the field.
Probably a good idea. Stanford versus California relived.
A couple trombone players wanted to get in on the action down there. 33 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Papermakers again threatening to score inside the Jack 20. Rich Jones, short drop, throws over the middle. The ball is in and out of the hands of Chad Blackford. Blackford had it for a second at about the 11, but couldn't hold on.
Not only out of the hands of Chad Blackford, but you're also going to see it out of the hands of Rich Bryan, defensive back for R.A. Long, as he had a chance. He was closing in on Blackford, though. So we see the replay here. Short drop, and tries to hit Blackford off the right side. Boom! Right into the hands of Bryan, but just couldn't hang on. Nice stop action there, and see the disgusted R.A. Long Lumberjacks. Okay, Jimmy, so we've got 4th down and 14. And Jones has had some open receivers here, but, you know, he's had some open receivers coming out of the about 3 play fakes. You got to think R.A. Long's thinking pass here with everyone else here at Memorial Stadium. Let's see how the Jacks do on defensive pass coverage now that they know a pass is coming.
Well, I hate to say this, but the little black tee is out on the 25-yard line. Maybe it'll be a fake.
We shouldn't hate to say that at all.
At least they're going to line up and kick formation. They may pass the football out of this formation, trailing by a touchdown. I was going to ask you right now, if you're going to go ahead and attempt another field goal, the last one you attempted was blocked and run back for a touchdown. Is that going to be in their minds right now?
It's going to be on the lines of the linemen. They've got to block somebody. You know, they can't let somebody blow up the middle here. Stoller can get it there, no doubt about it, if he gets some blocking.
Stoller in to attempt the field goal. It will be spotted at the 25, making it a 35-yard field goal. Ball is down, the kick is up. And good. So Greg Stoller gets Camas on the board for the first time this year from 35 yards out.
Well, it wasn't a tying touchdown, but boy, I tell you, that'll still boost up the Papermakers. And the Papermakers are jumping around on the opposite side of the field. They've closed the lead to 7-3.
Papermakers going 13 quarters without being able to score a point. They get a field goal here with 24 seconds before the intermission, cutting the Jack lead to just 4.
Greg Stoller is, I believe he's the brother of Lloyd Stoller, who holds the Camas Papermaker records for field goals, extra points, points scored as a kicker. So Greg continuing, keeping a Stoller back there behind the tee, and puts the Camas Papermakers on the board with just 24 seconds left till halftime.
Looks like the rain has stopped. That was just maybe just a momentary lapse into the winter there. And getting back now to maybe more like things have been here the last few months. Stoller, number 83, the man who kicked the field goal, will kick the ball off for Camas. Lined up on the hash mark to our right. Ari Long right now looks like they've brought a few people up close to the 50-yard line, as maybe they're expecting a low-line drive kick. Stoller kicks the ball away. It's going to land at the 3-yard line and bounce in and through the end zone for a touchback. So Ari Long will put it in play, 1st and 10 from their own 20 with just 24 seconds left before halftime.
One thing about the Stoller family, they certainly have a good right leg on them, as Stoller's boomed a couple past the R.A. Long deep man, and so the Jacks are going to have to set up 1st and 10 from their 20, and pretty much happy with their 7-3 halftime lead, you'd think.
Backfield for Ari Long, number 12, Eric Lund, the quarterback. The fullback is Marty Perks, number 44. Mark Hewlings, number 9, is the tailback. Lund will just fall on the football, and that probably will be the last play here before half. Down to 10 seconds, and looks like no one is going to attempt to stop the clock right now.
Well, Jimmy, it's been Papermaker football, Papermaker half, really. The first half has been theirs. One blocked kick and a Lee Davis touchdown. R.A. Long's got to feel fortunate, up 7-3. The Papermakers got to know that they're outplaying R.A. Long, and if they do it again in the second half, something's got to give, and they could come away with not only their first win, but 1-0 in AA League.
Well, when we get back a little bit later in the third quarter, we'll have a chance to look at the statistics. And I don't want to make any predictions right now, but it looks like Camas probably is dominating most of the statistics. We're going to go ahead and break away here shortly. Joe Cerami is going to have a chance to get an interview in here with one of the assistant coaches, I believe, of Camas, before he hits the locker room for a little bit of halftime work. To look at the Lumberjack Band, it's homecoming here tonight, so there will be quite a few festivities during this halftime. Okay, looks like Joe Cerami is ready down on the sideline, so let's toss it down to Joe.
Coach Lee Schultz, you're down 7-3. What do you think?
Well, I feel pretty good. You know, we played real good defense. Our offense is marched up and down. We got a bad break on that one blocked field goal, and they scored on it. But other than that, we played excellent ball.
It doesn't look like a team that's 0-3.
No, well, they're young and they're coming along, you know. There's no seniors out there at all.
I think it's a great tribute to your coaching staff. I think you did a fantastic job. Just what do you coach, offense or defense?
I have the defense. I'm the coordinator.
You did a great job this first half. Lots of luck second half, Coach.
Thank you.
Okay, now back up to Jim and Kevin.
Well, thank you very much, Joe. And at halftime, our score here from Memorial Stadium at Longview, the RA Long Lumberjacks lead by a score of 7-3. And as we just heard in the interview, Kevin, Lumberjacks lead because of a blocked field goal. They ran back for a touchdown.
Well, Lee hit the nail on the head. They have marched up and down the field. It's been Camas's ball game. Now we'll see if they can come out and keep the same intensity, and we'll see if RA Long can maybe get their heads into the football game and away from the homecoming festivities. And, you know, sometimes homecoming is more of a distraction than it is a help. They're pumped up, but who knows? Maybe they're thinking about who's going to be nominated queen there in the first half, because they did not look like a team that could challenge for the AA championships like they have been touted to us.
Well, a team that scored 42 points earlier in the season against Hoquin has managed 7 points tonight against Camas. So in a way, maybe that's just a tribute to the Papermaker defense, enabling themselves to get in there and shut down that Jack offense, which is capable, it looks like, of putting big points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with the Camas defense, Jimmy. They've been a team right now that is here at Memorial Stadium that has just shut down RA Long. Really, RA Long has some weapons. They completed a couple passes early, but the rest has been controlled by the Papermaker defense.
I got it right here.
Right now, here's a look at the RA Long Lumberjack Marching Band.
Like his team was behind. He simply said, we've got to, you know, come out and hit the box and get back in the ball game. They're in the ball game up 7-3, but he is right. Camas right now owns the statistical war, but are losing right now on the field.
Fred also said that he felt his team was being out-hit.
That's true, and he's calling it right. Camas has come to play, and they're going to kick off now to the RA Long Lumberjacks. We look at first half statistics. Look at that. Camas 140 total yards to Long's 64. They're dominating the game and just aren't showing it on the scoreboard. And the stats provided, as always, by our man on the spot, Eli Kendrick, who made the long trip from Vancouver, and he probably took his Learjet provided by Columbia Cable. If I'm not right, yes, he's shaking his head. He gets the Learjet. So we're ready for second half play. As Camas will kick off, going left.
I just don't understand that, though, why Eli always gets the Learjet and why we have to take my pickup. I don't know. That's just the way it is, I guess. Okay, we're just about ready to get underway here in the second half. Camas will kick off from our left to our right.
Backs are a little bit deeper this time for Stoller.
Rick Stoller has shown earlier in the game that he can kick the football deep, so the Lumberjacks are back deep. Davis is back at his own 5-yard line. Will run forward and field it at the 10. Davis at the 20, 25, and knocked down at the 27-yard line. So pretty good coverage by the Camas Papermakers. Grant Bergstrom, number 24, one of the white-shirted Papermakers, in on the tackle. Ari Long will put it in play, first down and 10.
Same offensive backfield for the Lumberjacks. Eric Lund comes out at quarterback, and behind him he's got Marty Perks, and his halfback is Mark Hewlings right now on the left side.
Here comes Perks to the 30, up over the 35, out to the 37-yard line. Knocked down by number 65, Scott Pelkey of Camas. Gain of 8 yards. It'll bring up second down and 2.
I'm pretty sure that Gary Eckergren had some pretty harsh words for his RA Long Lumberjacks and delivered them in such a way that the Jacks have come out breathing fire and moves the ball 8 yards on first down.
Lund to Perks. Wide open to midfield up near the 49-yard line. Tackle by number 37, Larry Meyer of Camas.
Well, the second half has belonged to Marty Perks at 5'11", 174. Breaks off the right side. Great block by the R.A. Long right tackle. That's Russ Pruitt. And off to the races goes Marty Perks. So the Jacks moving the ball nicely here in the second half on 2 running plays.
First and 10 Jacks from their own 49-yard line. Camas nearly off size. Now the flags come down. Papermakers will be penalized 5 yards, giving R.A. Long a first down and 5.
Scott Pelkey got caught with his fingers in the cookie jar. He jumped in that time and kind of tried to hide, but the referees caught him. So first and 5 for R.A. Long now.
Penalty marks the ball down to the 46-yard line of Camas. First down and 5. Eric Lund, the quarterback, pitches it back to Perks. Down to the 40. To the 35, spins down to the 31-yard line. Pretty good piece of running right there, and a flag in late. So we may have an unsportsmanlike conduct call or something of that nature against Camas. We'll wait for the official's indication. And if they tack on a few more yards right now, that's really going to be a big play for R.A. Long.
It's been Marty Perks, Marty Perks, Marty Perks. Marty Perks right, Marty Perks left, and here he comes back left again. He's following his lead block by Mark Hewlings as you get the ground shot, and here comes Perks. You also see a nice kick-out block by the left tackle, number, looks like 70, Tracy Strand, and also in there, number 55, Kevin Harding. And boy, the Jacks are just blowing Camas off the ball here in the second half.
15-yard penalty. It is a personal foul against the Papermakers. That'll mark the ball down to the 17-yard line, where it'll be first down and 10, R.A. Long.
And if you didn't know already, there is our homecoming queen. I believe it's Annie Austin. And for all you there in Camas, I'm sure you'll want to write that down. And from what I understand, though, she has a boyfriend.
How'd you find that out?
I asked.
You asked. Investigative reporting by Kevin Hastings.
Camas has called a timeout trying to regroup here. And so the Jacks have first and 10 at the 17 and have gone to really what they do well, just run the football, pitch left, pitch right. They run that a lot, and Marty Perks has been the one toting the ball.
Kind of wish we could have got a shot there down on the sidelines. Number 5, Darren Hewlings, Jr., was down there with the would-be mascot, I guess, for R.A. Long, the dog. He was arranging the sweater.
That's not a would-be mascot. That is a mascot. Look at him. If that's not a lumberjack, I don't know what is.
I thought a lumberjack was a guy that went out and worked in the woods.
I thought it was too, but boy,
I guess a lumberjack's a dog. We just didn't know it.
We didn't know it, but he's a cute little guy, isn't he? I'm asking, isn't he?
You say so. Lund gives the ball to Hewlings down to the 15-yard line. That's about it. He might have got the nose of the football just over the 15. Gain of about 2. Bring up second down at 8.
Brought down on the play by number 65, Scott Wilkie. Gain of 2 on the play will bring up second down at 8.
Lumberjacks right now driving the football with the aid of a penalty. A 15-yard personal foul was tacked on against Camas. The Lumberjacks inside the Papermaker 15. To Perks. Cuts it inside. Inside the 10 down to the 7-yard line. He'll be short of the first down, it appears, by about a yard.
Larry Meyer finally getting a hold of Big Marty Perks, but not before he is extremely close to a first down if he doesn't have it already. It's been the Marty Perks show here in the second half, and once again it's pitch left, following Hewlins, following the pulling right guard, number 55, Kevin Harding, and here we see it. And just a nice cut inside. He juked the linebacker very nicely, just cut it inside. The good north-south running by Perks.
The goal lights tonight are painted in red.
It is close enough to the first down, so they will measure. He is short by inches. I've always wondered one thing. Now watch them spot the ball here. They're very careful to mark it, maybe about a foot short. Now, when the guy gets the first down or whatnot, they just throw the football back in and mark it. They're always so careful now, but if the guy carries the first down, he gets the first down off the run out of bounds at the sideline. They just whip that ball back in there and spot it. I never have understood that. You're speechless.
I am speechless. I've never refereed, although many times I thought I could be one.
I've been
from
to
the
games
stands
before where you were refereeing.
Yes.
From about the 35th row.
And not very good either, just mostly with my heart.
Third down is short, Lumberjacks. Perks to the outside, spins inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line. Perks again running hard.
There's Marty Perks coming partially undressed. Grant Smith holding on for all he is worth, and it's Perks, Perks, Perks. And Marty's doing a great job, and really the Jacks are just running right now at will off the Papermakers. The first good drive Ari Long has put together against this Camas defense.
First down and goal. Lumberjacks inside the Papermaker 5-yard line. Perks the ball carrier, hit once, hit twice, down to about the 3-yard line. 3 and 4 white shirts in on the tackle. It will bring up second down and goal. Once again, number 44 losing his shirt.
Second and goal at the 3, and it's kind of different here at Memorial Stadium. The goal lines are the red stripes, so if you're looking for a white one, well, you won't find it till it's the end line. So all Ari Long has to do now is get it to the red stripe, and they'll increase their lead by 10 points.
Perks to the left side. Perks in the end zone. Touchdown Lumberjacks from 3 yards out. Number 44, Marty Perks. Carries the football across the goal line. The Jack lead is now 13-3, and they will now attempt the extra point.
Have to give Ari Long's offensive line credit. Also have to give credit to Mark Hewlings for leading some nice running by Perks. He led it and blocked the linebacker a couple of times, and Hewlings is used to carrying the ball, but was instrumental by blocking this time for his running mate.
Davis in to attempt the extra point. Snap is down, the kick is up, and good. So with 8:37 to go here in the third quarter, the hometown Ari Long Lumberjacks lead by a score of 14-3. Across the way there, you can see the visitors' grandstands. Not a whole lot of people made the trip down from Camas tonight, but there is a handful over there, and showing their support for the Papermakers.
See if the Papermaker offense can get it in gear now, trailing 14-3. As look at some of the fans there in the spotlight here at Memorial Stadium. And Camas has had some nice offensive plays, and there's also some nice bandanas here at Memorial Stadium. See number 83, Bill Hughes from Ari Long. That's
a University of Oklahoma trick there.
That is, and that might be a little bit of a homecoming tradition that all players wearing 83 must wear a pink bandana on their head. It just comes with the number.
Did you also get that inside information from the coach?
It's what you got to do. I tell you, you do what you got to do.
Kicking off for the Lumberjacks will be number 71, Mark.
Ready to kick the ball off for RA Long is number 71, Mark Evans. Booms this one down to about the 15-yard line, where number 46, Chris Fisher, has the football up near the 30. And stuffed right there at the 30-yard line. So Camas will have fair field position. First down and 10 from there.
Number 87, Ben Musgrove, and number 54, John O'Hara.
You got to think that Camas will go to some of those pass plays to Obley. Obley was wide open, and Rance Smith was wide open. Make sure that R.A. Long has made the proper adjustments to cover those men. But again, once again, Camas has not had much trouble really moving the football. It's been mistakes once they get inside the 30-yard line at R.A. Long that's cost them.
That's the first man through. Dale Trent up over the 40-yard line. He'll have enough yardage for the first down, a gain of 12. Dale Trent picks up right where he left off at the end of the first half.
Trent coming out and running over a big hole off the right-hand side. And just move that down marker to 1. We get the tail end of the play. Steve McClare wrapping up Trent and throwing him back, but not before a big gain for the big Camas fullback.
First down and 10, Camas from their own 42-yard line. Trent the ball carrier again. Trent fights hard for extra yardage. He's up near the 48-yard line. Tackled by number 55 of R.A. Long, Kevin Harding. Harding went for a ride right there towards the end of that play.
Holding on for dear life to Dale Trent. 5'6", 150. You know, I'm looking at him from up here. You know, he may be 5'6", but I can't believe he's 150. He runs awful hard for being 150 pounds. You see him carrying defensive linebackers and defensive linemen. My gosh, it's an awful stocky 150.
Jones still with the football. He goes downfield. The intended receiver was number 82, Rance Smith. Smith was wide open once again, but the football was not there.
Same play, two Lumberjacks, Lee Davis and Mark Ewings, were covering the deeper man, and Smith was running free in the Lumberjack secondary, and the ball just wasn't delivered to him. So looking at 3rd and 4 now for Camas, and really you got to think that Camas needs to put some points on the board right here and jump right back in this game.
3rd down and a long 4, just shy of midfield. Confusion in the backfield. Rich Jones is thrown for a loss by R.A. Long. He's sacked by number 44, Marty Perks, the hard-running fullback, now in at nose guard. Great tackle by the R.A. Long defense.
Well, Perks messed that one up from the beginning. He's just busts through there and takes Richie Jones as he's going through all his fakes. There's a fake, and forget it. Couldn't even get to a third fake, and Perks destroyed it.
Punt is away by Greg Stoller. Here comes Davis to the 20, 25, 30. Knocked out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. So a pretty good return there by number 80, Lee Davis.
Number 46.
For the Lumberjacks. 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. R.A. Long leads by a score of 14-3.
Papermakers have, if they do come apart, they come apart usually in the second half. That's been the pattern in 1987 for Camas. Not totally unraveled, but they give up their points defensively in the second half, and maybe they're just wearing down here a little bit at Memorial.
Hewlings struggles free. Hewlings is in the open to the 40, 45, 50. Hewlings inside Papermaker territory down to the 42-yard line. A nifty piece of running by number 9.
Well, that's what Mark Hewlings can do at 5'10", 185. He's played varsity football 2 years before this, here in his 3rd year of varsity action, and you're going to get a chance to see Mark Hewlings at his best. Coming up, cutting it inside, makes a nice move, breaking out of a tackle, cutting back, breaking against the grain, and off to the races goes Mark Hewlings. And Mr. Fisher throws him out of bounds at the 41-yard line. But once again, the black-shirted R.A. Long Lumberjacks are on the move.
Hewlings is going to take a breather. That's his replacement in the ball game right now, number 22, Brad Jones. Jones will get a couple of yards just inside the 40-yard line. Jones is a senior, 5'6" 145-pounder.
Gain of 2 on the play. Bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Lumberjacks from the Papermaker
Second down and 8 for the Lumberjacks. 5:57 to go here in the third quarter. Perks with the football inside the 40. Struggles ahead to the 38-yard line, where it will still leave the Lumberjacks with third down and long.
Grant Smith and Troy Lindell on the play on Marty Perks and closing that one up right away. So good job by Smith and Lindell, and so we've got 3rd and 5 now. And Eric Lund looking for Lee Davis to come in and bring in the play. So R.A. Long once again moving, but we'll see now if Camas can rise to the occasion.
Papermakers would love to stop this R.A. Long drive. Lund has his man open. It looks like number 80, Lee Davis, across the way, out of bounds inside the 30-yard line of Camas, driven out of bounds at the 28. So that is enough yardage for the first down for R.A. Long, and the sticks continue to move.
Well, wouldn't you know it, but R.A. Long comes up with a play that's just about indefensible. Lund goes back to pass, and a good rush, great rush by the Papermakers, and he was hit just as he was ready to throw the football, and doggone, he didn't put it right on the number. So Jacks once again, 1st and 10.
Hewling's back into the ball game right now. In a tailback, he gets the football. Down to the 30, inside the 30, down to the 25. Finally knocked down at the 23-yard line. A gain of around 4. Should bring up second down and 6. Good look at some of the R.A. Long Lumberjack cheerleaders and supporters here on the sideline as they helping cheer their team on to what could be an apparent victory as the Lumberjacks lead by 11. I said apparent. Hewlings inside the 20, struggles free down to the 16-yard line before being buried by number 82, Rance Smith.
Mark Hewling's doing some hard running here, and it's probably the hardest running Hewlings has done all year. We said he had a bad ankle, he had a bad hand, and here he comes up the middle, coming right through, breaking off 2 men, and a nice hit there by the Camas defensive back, but Hewlings was able to carry for a first down at the Camas 16.
First down and 10, R.A. Long. Hewlings, the ball carrier, is going to cut it back, try to get to the outside, but he's wrapped up and thrown for a loss by number 36, Rob Riggle. Good defensive play by Rob.
Hey, that's a great play by Mr. Riggle, as Rob stayed right at home, right where he should be. That's what he's defensing on that play. You see Hewling start to go up the middle here on our replay. He tries to bounce outside, and here's Rob Riggle. Right there. Nice play, Mr. Riggle. 2nd and 12.
Second down and 13.
Just the way you teach it. Wrap them up, hold on to them, and toss them into the turf. So a good tackle by Camas. 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the third quarter. R.A. Long, again, knocking on the Papermaker goal line. Looks like we have a procedure call against R.A. Long as the right end, this time number 83, Bill Hughes, jumped off sides, and that'll cost R.A. Long 5 yards.
5-yard penalty.
Yeah, the 6'3", 200-pounder was on the 1 count for the snap, and the rest of the team was on 2. So looking at 2nd and 18 now. So Camas getting some help via the penalty.
5-yard penalty, which brings second down and 18 for the Lumberjacks. Off the Papermaker.
That's the 4th penalty right there against R.A. Long for a total of 25 yards tonight. Call it second down and 17. Here comes the pressure again. The pass is away and complete to number 89 of R.A. Long. That's Wayne Lindeman, the senior tight end, as he fights his way inside the 15-yard line. He'll be short of the first down.
What a great delivery by Eric Lund, as Scott Pelkey was flying in there, had Eric Lund all by his own, and somehow the senior quarterback got it away to Lindeman over the middle. That's just a great pass and catch to set up 3rd and 8.
Third down and 7 for R.A. Long. Lund back to pass. He's going to throw to the corner of the end zone. Going for Davis. The ball is knocked away. The last second, it falls incomplete, and it'll bring up a 4th down and probably a field goal situation for R.A. Long.
A little bit of a fade pattern there for Matt Davis as Lund tries to throw it out there, and it's one-on-one with defensive back Matt Loop. And the 5'8", 145-pound defensive back makes a nice play in denying the Jacks the touchdown. So 4th and 8 now for R.A. Long. And I don't think that they're going to try the field goal. No, they're coming out and going to go for it. Look at that.
They're going to line up and attempt the field goal. Number 80, Lee Davis in. Ball is spotted at the 20. The snap is up, down. The kick is on the way, and good. So Lee Davis hits the field goal from 30 yards out, and with 2:26 to go in the ball game now, the R.A. Long Lumberjacks lead by a score of 17-3.
Well, they should have gone for it. Nice kick by Lee Davis. He won the ball game last week against Mark Morris, the second overtime, with a field goal that barely eked over the crossbar. This one was long and true. So the Jacks lead by 14. You know, I thought they were going to go for it. I wasn't even looking at the field, to be honest with you. I was looking down at my program because I was thinking, well, you know, a field goal doesn't hurt Camas all that much. Well, they kicked the field goal, so what? Camas still needs 2 touchdowns and they can win this ball game. So, you know, 3rd and 8. Gary Edgren has confidence in Lee Davis, and Lee delivers, but Camas now needs 2 scores.
Kicking off for the Lumberjacks will be number 71, Mark Evans.
Camas could come down right now and get a touchdown on the scoreboard. Certainly throw themselves right back in the middle of this football game. We still have just over a quarter to go. 2:26 now to go, as I said, remaining in the 3rd. Ball is fielded by Chris Fisher. Back up the middle. Fisher hit about the 25, lunges ahead to the 29-yard line.
Fisher on the carry as he stopped on the play by number 97.
So the Papermakers will start 1st and 10 from their own 29.
Papermakers take possession 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line.
Still a quarterback for Camas is number 15.
They've changed quarterbacks, Jimmy. That's Matt Loop.
There's that man, number 44, Dale Trent. We've seen him all night as Trent is up near the 45-yard line. Matt Loop in a quarterback wearing number 45. When I looked down there, all I saw was the 5 on the uniform. It's not a 1 and a 5, it's 4-5. Matt Loop, the junior, 5'8", 145-pounder, now directing the Camas attack.
So starting defensive back and 2nd string quarterback now gets some action underneath the center. So Matt Loop, we saw him play good defense and now try and direct the Papermakers for their first touchdown of the year.
Loop still with the football, puts it on his hip. Ooh, up near the 48-yard line, a good hard hit by the Lumberjack defense.
All 5 feet 6 inches, 135-pound Rich Bryan goes flying in. 135 pounds, delivering like about a 200-pounder that time, and puts Loop on his back before, or not before, he could pick up 4 yards. So 2nd and 6 now for the Papermakers.
Full house backfield. Loop in at quarterback. Loop still with the football. Here comes the pressure. He's going to be sacked for a loss. Number 35, Aaron Harlan, in on the tackle for R.A. Long with the pressure.
Strong side linebacker Aaron Harlan that time came flying in and delivered a sack to Mr. Loop, as Loop will come out. We'll come back with Camas quarterback, starting quarterback Rich Jones. See the replay here. Watch Aaron Harlan, 35, come in, play off a man, and come flying in there and say good night, Matt Loop. So 3rd and 14 now. Rich Jones back in for Camas.
Tender receiver was Chad Blackford. Jones's pass falls incomplete. Again, pretty good pressure by the R.A. Long defense.
Great pressure. Rich Jones comes in and immediately backpedals and still gets decked trying to get that one away. Just tremendous pressure. And once again back on the field, Greg Stoller, the Camas punter.
Stoller's had a workout tonight, punting the football away from Camas. He just barely gets that one off. It's an end-over-end kick, bouncing inside the 20. Lee Davis tries to chase it down and lets it go out of bounds at the 15. Davis couldn't quite get there as the ball kept heading towards the sidelines, and the Jacks will put it in play 1st and 10 from there.
43 yards, no return. You can't expect much more from your punter, Greg Stoller. Stoller is a fine, fine kicker. Many good things to come for Greg, just a junior.
22 seconds now before the end of the third quarter, so this possibly could be the last play of this period. Number 12, Eric Lund, still in at quarterback. Fullback is Marty Perks. Tailback is number 9, Mark Hewlings, right there with a football over the 20 to the 25, still driving ahead and driven out of bounds at the 28-yard line. A first down and 10 for R.A. Long.
Last man they could get him was Larry Meyer, and Larry saved a touchdown as Mark Hewlings is beginning to pick up the pace. And we'll see the replay here. One says, get back there into your tailback slot. Mr. Hewlings take the ball and breaks off the side for a big gain. You know, Gary Eckert was saying that man, Mark Hewlings, gets stronger as the game goes along. You know, the more he carries the ball, the better he looks. And Hewlings is looking better and better as we head toward the fourth.
Flags on the play. It appears that Hewlings was still in motion and was not set. The required amount of time before the football was snapped, so we'll mark off 5 yards against R.A. Long, and that probably was the last play of the quarter. Clock shows 0. We'll wait for the officials here to probably mark this penalty off before they change ends. If you look at number 34, that's Delix Palmer, one of the captains for Camas tonight, having a little chat with the officials. Head referee Bob Hess, man in a white hat. Penalty is 5 yards, illegal motion against R.A. Long. And that will be the last play of the third quarter. So we're going to take a short break right now. We're going to be back with the final 12 minutes right after this timeout.
You done the oil change, Delbert?
Just about, sweetie pie.
You done the oil change, Delbert?
Oh, honey bun.
You done the oil change, Delbert?
Sure did, cupcake.
Isn't it time you changed your oil change? Oil Can Henry's.
Makers down because a big interception there by number 20, Chad Blackford, just at the right place at the right time. You see the replay on this. He just drops back in his zone defense. Good rush by the Papermaker 75. That's Troy Lindell, but it's Blackford with the interception, setting up Camas 1st and 10 at the 26. Make that 1st and 5 at the 21.
Matt Loop in at quarterback again for Camas. We have flags before the play can be started. Camas pointing at R.A. Long as if they lined up off sides, and that's what it is. It's going to cost the Lumberjacks 5 yards. Marking the ball down at the 21, so another break for Camas.
Eager Lumberjack defense flying in there, but one problem, the ball hadn't been snapped yet, so Camas looking at 1st and 5. Matt Loop at the controls.
Ball given to Dale Trent, the first man through for big yardage. Trent has the first down easily down to about the 11-yard line. A gain of 10. And Camas now knocking on the Lumberjack goal line.
Nice run by Dale Trent that time. You gotta like what Dale Trent does. You notice after he, gets up, he doesn't flip the ball around. He takes it, holds it up in the air, and looks for the nearest referee. So Dale Trent's been taught some pretty good things in his early days.
Loop gives it to Trent again. Trent pounds straight ahead down near the 5-yard line, stacked up at about the 6 or 7. Pretty good first down play. They'll mark the ball at the 7-yard line, a gain of 4. Some of the homecoming festivities. There's our homecoming queen tonight here at R.A. Long.
Annie Austin flashing the winning smile. It's going to be a pretty doggone good senior year for Annie.
Loop still with the football. It appears he was sacked in the backfield, and he was. Good defensive pressure put on by Kevin Harding, number 55 of R.A. Long.
It's kind of humorous to listen to the crowd reaction on plays with the Delaware wing T. it's kind of like we are up here. You know, the ball is handed off, and you think it's handed off, but the quarterback keeps it, and the fans kind of wait for somebody to pop up with the football, then start clapping. We'll be able to see better here. Luke just keeps the ball, and 55 pretty much buries him, throws him down. Then the fans finally can see the ball.
Third down. We're going to call it 11. Loop again, sacked in the backfield by R.A. Long. That's that same man again, number 55 in the black jersey, Kevin Harding, with the good penetration.
16-yard line.
Kevin Harding that time did exactly as he did the time before. Flying in from his weak side linebacker spot, forcing 4th and 15 now, and somebody's got to pick up that man because Loop can't even get through his play fakes before someone's burying him from behind.
Kevin Camas has called a timeout right now, so they're going to talk things over. It's going to be 4th down. They trail by 14 points. We have just over 9 minutes to go, so the thing right now, you think Camas probably will go for the touchdown.
Well, I'm sure, Jim, that's what those girls are thinking. They're saying, gosh, I bet they're going to go for the touchdown. And gosh, if we can fly Harding in there one more time, pretty much that'll be it. And it could be it for the ball game, really. With 9:43 left to go in the 4th period, you got to think Camas needs some points after the big interception by defensive back Chad Blackford.
Yeah, it's about that time of the ball game again.
I'm sure. And you know what he's saying to these players, Jim? I bet you do.
He's saying, this football game, guys, is presented with the permission of the Greater St. Helens League and is intended solely for the use of our audience. Now, you hear me? Any recablecast or other use of this game without the written consent of the Greater St. Helens League and Columbia Cable is strictly prohibited, so don't do that.
That's right. And it goes for you guys in the band, too. Doggone it, bunch of knuckleheads.
Bunch of horn-blowing crazy guys.
Crazy guys and gals they are. They're having a great time here, as are we. 4th and 15.
Big play for Camas. Trent in motion to the left. It's a pitch to the outside. Here comes Fisher. Fisher's going to be knocked down well short of the 1st down as he did not even get back to the line of scrimmage. Good defense again by R.A. Long.
It was Fisher on the sweep, but it was Mark Ewings with the play, coming in from his quarterback spot and dumping that play after a gain of only about a yard, well short of the 1st down. So R.A. Long comes out with 9:37 to go in the 1st half. You got to think if they don't make any key mistakes, they'll pretty much win this ball game. The Delaware wing team, not the most wide open attack in the world. A good offense, but not much to come back with.
Number 12, Eric Lund in at quarterback. Pitches the ball back to Mark Hewlings. Hewlings to the 20. Up to the 23-yard line, a gain of about 5 yards for R.A. Long. Kevin, right now you probably are going to think, as everyone else here does too, that R.A. Long will keep the ball on the ground as much as they can to burn some time off the clock.
Well, I don't recall a pass being thrown yet here in the 2nd half besides the interception. So in Gary Eckergren's mind, I'm sure he's thinking, well, I think we can run the ball on Camas. And Eric Lund, all he has to do is pitch to Hewlings and pitch to Perks. And pretty much, I think R.A. Long is wearing down a game Camas Papermaker defense.
2nd down and 5. Officials are going to go ahead and stop the clock as the R.A. Long Lumberjacks have called timeout.
Now, that's not going to make head coach Gary Eckergren very happy now as he charges out onto the field. And looking at 3/4 of the way through our ball game, R.A. Long, you know how far they were behind at halftime in total yards. They come back, they're leading by a yard now, 166 to 165. And so far, what has been Camas' ball game in the 1st half, but R.A. Long's in the 3rd quarter.
Again, those statistics you're looking at are provided by Eli Kendricks, and we'll just hope that he doesn't hop on his Learjet here before the game's over so he can kind of give us the final totals when this thing's over. He's been known to do that before. So
he's a busy man, places to go, things to do.
Well, he's got his Dallas Cowboys shirt on tonight, so he's either playing down in Irving this weekend or he's going to go down and watch the game. I know it's one of the two.
Knowing the way Eli Kendrick ran the ball in high school, I think he can suit up and do just fine.
8:42 to go here in the ball game. Hewlings gets the football on the pitchback. Hewlings to the 30, cuts inside, over the 40. Mark Hewlings, a fantastic run as he brings the football up to the 43-yard line. In on the tackle for Camas, Troy Lindell, number 75.
It's really something that Hewlings, the rest of the players seem to be, wearing down a little bit, both on both sides of the ball. But this man, number 9, gets stronger. Look at this cut. Makes a nice cut there and leaves the defensive back reaching. And Hewlings is having himself a pretty good ball game here, and especially in the second half.
Marty Perks, the ball carrier this time, up over the 45. Still driving up near midfield, tackled at the 49-yard line. Number 44, Dale Trent. Number 34, Delix Palmer. In on the tackle for the Papermakers. Good gain on the play. A second down and 4.
Well, this is just what the doctor ordered for RA Long. A nice time-consuming drive. Just march it right down the field, and they can come out at Longview Memorial Stadium at homecoming with a 1-0 record in the AA portion of the Greater St. Helens League.
Hewlings gets the football up over midfield, down to the 45-yard line. Boy, Hewlings was running the football hard that time. In fact, number 33, Ben Piper was leading the way, and Hewlings just shoved Piper into the ground and said, "Get out of my way."
There he shakes his hand right there and says, "Man, I'm sorry, Ben, didn't mean to run over your backside there." But if Ben had gotten out a little quicker and gotten a block on the man, well, then Hewlings could have gone. But Mr. Hewlings wasn't willing to wait for no one, not even Piper.
First down and 10, R.A. Long from the Camas 46-yard line. Hewlings ball carrier to the 45, 40. Onside, cuts it back down to the 33-yard line. Mark Hewlings slashing through the Camas defense. Get a chance to look at that again.
Mark Martinez coming back from his tackle spot to put the clamps on Hewlings, but not before big yardage. He comes off the right side and loves to cut back, and good runners do that, as he had an open field to the left side, and Hewlings is rolling now, as is R.A. Long.
12-yard run. It's first down and 10, R.A. Long from the Camas 33-yard line. Perks the ball carrier straight up the middle, still on his feet, driving inside the 30 down to the 26-yard line. Another good first down play. 6:59 to go in the ball game.
Camas has been very game tonight. Their defense has played well. I think they are wearing down a little bit, and this is, just part of the problem for a team that barely makes it into AA classifications by size of enrollment in their school, and so they don't have a lot of football players available, but giving it their best.
Marty Perks the ball carrier again for R.A. Long, just inside the 25-yard line, a gain of 2. It'll bring up third down and 2. Another thing too, Kevin, they don't have a whole lot of upperclassmen. This football team is full of sophomores and juniors, so these guys are pretty green, and they're just getting some real good experience right now.
Well, last year, they had so many returnees, and, well, that's the downside. They finally graduated.
Fumble on the play. Perks coughs it up. It looks like Camas may have come up with a loose football.
Perks on the carry.
Number 82, Rance Smith for Camas, pointing that they've got the football, but it appears that the Lumberjacks have fallen on it and will keep possession. Number 55, Kevin Harding, played some fine defense a minute ago, now finds the football, covers it for R.A. Long.
Oh, Harding's definitely been in the right place at the right time. Defensively, really stopping the Camas drive almost single-handedly, and now jumping right back on the football. So 5:59, Jimmy, and running, and it's going to take a big, big play by the Camas defense if the Papermakers are going to win this one.
First and 10 Jacks from the Papermaker 21. They pitch it to the left side to Hewlings. Good block on the outside. He's to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown, but we've got a flag on the play. This one may come back. We'll wait and sort this out.
That's going to be against R.A. Long. There's no doubt that that one's going to come back, as the split end came across the side and hit the linebacker, and I think they picked him up for either a clip or a hold, but it is on number 80, Lee Davis, denying Mr. Hewlings his touchdown.
And we're going to get a chance to see it again, so keep your eye on the left side.
Yeah, watch it again as Perks will lead it, but you'll also see Lee Davis coming from the left-hand side. That's who the penalty's against. Okay, here he comes. Watch him. He comes back and hits the man right there, and looked like a pretty good block, to be honest with you.
You're going to call it a clip, and it looked to me like, Kevin, that the player for Camas turned his head and turned on the man. Now, if the man's going to turn on you when you're blocking, it's not a clipping call, but
looked like a darn good block.
There's a sorry man right there.
Sorry?
He's got a Washington State shirt on, Sorry if you're a Husky fan, I guess a happy man if you're a Cougar fan. Not that we'd want to offend anybody.
Luckily, we do not come back to Longview this year.
There could be some Cougar fans in Vancouver, but I doubt it. Blunt back to pass. He's going to go to the end zone. Downfield, the man is open, and ball is knocked away at the last second. That was Darren Hewlings, number 5, the intended receiver. It's a pretty good defense right there by number 45, Matt Loop, who has also played some quarterback tonight for Camas.
Well, that's a good play all the way around. Blunt drops back, throws a great pass. He put it right on the money for number 5. And Darren Hewlings had it, but Matt Loop had something to say about it and just batting it away. Well, it's just great defense and really a great pattern, too, because he had a man by about a half a step, but no go.
Second down, and we'll call it 20. Hewlings to the 30, cuts inside and can't get inside the 30 as Camas responded quickly there on defense. Number 68, Mr. Bill, in on the tackle.
Can I try that one more time?
Go ahead,
Jim?
try that one more time.
Bill Kowalchuk. We covered him. There's nowhere else you can pronounce that name.
I think that security guard's here for you, isn't it? So we can be ushered out of the stadium tonight.
Both of us, and we keep butchering poor Bill's name.
It's about time to pick the most valuable player of the game, and I'm going to vote right now for number 9 on R.A. Long. I don't know if you have another opinion, but Mark Hewlings seems deserving of the award. We'll get back to that after this. Or this after that. Hewlings, the ball carrier, inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line, a gain of about 2, and it'll bring a 4th down. And we've got a flag.
A very, 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 very late flag.
Number 76 right there of R.A. Long, Russ Pruitt, is exchanging a few words with our head referee tonight.
He didn't really exchange words. He had words, and the referee didn't say anything, just threw the flag down. That'll cost R.A. Long. Okay, we've got Mark Hewlings as player of the game for R.A. Long, and I'm going to vote for number 83, Greg Stoller. I give it to Greg Stoller because he's the man who put the points on the board for the Camas Papermakers. He's the one who's done it for 87 so far. On the plus side, Camas has gotten the monkey off its back. It's got points on the board this year, but on the downside, they're on the bottom end of a 17-3 count. So Greg Stoller for Camas, and for R.A. Long, Mark Hewlings.
I think I won't disagree with you on that. That's a good pick, Kevin. I agree. Stoller put Camas on the board for the first time this year, as you said. So that right there will secure him a pizza from Smokey's Pizza. And both Mr. Hewlings and Mr. Stoller can enjoy themselves a delectable pizza. 4:11 to go here in the ballgame. The clock is running. The Jacks will punt the football away. Number 9, high booming spiral. Fair catch by Fisher. He nearly fumbles the football and puts his knee down at the 10-yard line, where Camas will put it in play. First down and 10.
And another flag comes flying in extremely late.
The Hankies are everywhere tonight.
Laundry on the field, and they're talking, it appears to, looks like to R.A. Long, because number 37, Larry Myers, not too pleased with the call.
Well, the officials are exercising their arms quite freely tonight, throwing that little hanky around the flag. And looks like this one will be against R.A. Long, possibly. Camas is going to huddle up back there in their own end zone. Comes the official with the signal. It's unsportsmanlike conduct against, I think, both teams, both Camas and R.A. Long. Those penalties will offset. So it will be first down and 10 from the 10 for Camas.
Only 4 minutes. Jimmy Camas really fighting the clock game here because, you know, they've got to score 2 touchdowns. And against the defense now that, well, they're not in their nickel look. So I expected it, but, you know, Camas has got to come out throwing. And Matt Loop is in at quarterback.
Loop has had some problems as he's been in a quarterback tonight. He hasn't had a whole lot of time. Both times he's dropped back to pass, he's gone off the play fake and just been swarmed under by the Jack defense. So Loop is in what you would call a kind of a poor situation to be thrust into the game like this, trailing by 2 touchdowns with only 4 minutes remaining.
Jim, did you know that you can join us throughout the Greater St. Helens League football season here on Columbia Cable? Well, next week we've got a fine ball game, we think. The Washougal Panthers playing better every week against the Hudson's Bay Eagles. We'll show that 10 o'clock, of course, on Saturday night, and also Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 5 p.m. and 5 p.m. again. So should be a good ball game. And I'm also reminding you that the ball game's at 10 o'clock on Friday night also. So looking forward to that one. Getting a chance to see the Washougal Panthers for the first time on KCOL in quite a while.
And in answer to your question, yeah, I did know that, because I read the same thing in the second quarter.
And
You asked.
And a whole lot better than I did, too.
I wouldn't go that far, but yes, I had heard it. 4 minutes to go here in the ballgame. 1st and 10, Camas from their own 10-yard line. Luke fumbles the snap from center, but he gets back on it right at the 10-yard line. Luke will lose maybe a yard. It'll bring up 2nd down and 11. You're not going to get back into the football game that way. And the Papermakers will line up without a huddle.
Now the Jacks are into their nickel look now. 5 defensive backs.
Ball carrier number 44, Dale Trent, who has been the workhorse tonight for Camas. Trent gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and it will bring up 3rd down and a long 10. Again, the Lumberjacks back in a prevent defense. Loop back to pass. He throws the quick slant in. Ball is incomplete. The intended receiver again was number 46, Chris Fisher. The ball was slightly underthrown, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, quick wasn't the word for it, because that's all he could do, as Bob Norberg was bearing in on him like a hungry shark coming after its prey, as Loop back pedals himself into the end zone and throws it away.
Or you attacking the dinner table.
Please, please.
4th down, the punt is away. Boy, a boomer by Stoller. It's a high spiral, fielded by Davis at the 42. Davis back to the 35, still on his feet inside the 30, knocked down at the 29-yard line. Everything right now is all RAL.
It's easy for you to say.
It's not really. Just back that, if you're taping that at home, back that up and listen to it again. You'll find out it wasn't easy for me to say. And also, we want to remind you, if you want to see some fine football, Columbia Cable brings you college football every Saturday. And October the 3rd, we've got at 10:30 p.m. It's those mighty Washington Huskies. A little bit slow this year.
A lot slow
against
this year.
The Oregon
Surprise.
Ducks, who are still in the Pac-10, but they'll be in the Big Sky pretty soon. Anyway, join us for that. It'll be exciting. Ball carrier right there was number 22 for R.A. Long. That's Brad Jones. Jones will lose a couple of yards. Right now, I think R.A. Long, though, Kevin, is just pretty content to run out the clock.
Well, they're real content because they've got Jason Frost in at quarterback, and Jason hurt his hand before this ball game. He's got it all heavily taped up and wrapped up, and I don't think Jason Frost can hardly throw the ball just because of the bad hand. So expect Frost just to do some pitches left, pitches right, and can pitch this one R.A. Long's way here at 1987 homecoming.
Pitches it back to Jones. Back to the 35, the 30. Inside the 30, driven out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. Jones showing some quickness there, the senior. 5'6", 145-pounder as he headed for the sidelines.
Brad Jones coming in for workhorse Mark Hewlings, and picks up his running style after number 9. You see him cut to the inside, cut to the outside, and just getting away from the Camas man, 46, Chris Fisher. But not a whole lot of room, but still 3rd and 8 now for R.A. Long. Can I predict a play here, Jimmy?
Sure, go ahead quickly.
All right, how about pitch left, Brad Jones?
Piper up the middle. Piper a gain of about 1. That was a pitch to the fullback. Is that what you meant?
It was a great call, really. I mean, doggone it.
You broke your string. You had 5 in a row coming into tonight. String is broken, and we'll start anew maybe next week. Tonight you're 0 for 1.
4th and 7. Jim, can I predict a play?
Minute 30? Sure.
Pitch left, Brad Jones.
Well, if you predict the same play enough, you have to be right once in a while. Glad you're joined us tonight for this Columbia Cable game of the week. Greater St. Helens League style from Memorial Stadium in Longview. 4th down and 7. Fumble. Recovered by Camas. And I believe you said fumble.
That was a pitch left, Brad Jones coming up, but Jason just had trouble with the snap. That's probably, with the thumb, not only throwing the ball, but getting snaps. Coach Eckerman was going to look at it before the game to see if he could take snaps on his bad thumb, and we can see here a little gingerly not even getting the ball. So Camas takes over. If they can get 2 touchdowns in a minute of 4, it's safe to say it would be the greatest comeback in Columbia Cable history.
1st and 10, Papermakers from their own 27-yard line. Back in a quarterback is number 15, Rich Jones. Throws over the middle, up to the 30-yard line, a gain of about 4. Chad Blackford, the receiver. Clock is running down to 33 seconds. Back to pass. Jones looks downfield, looks over the middle. Incomplete. So the clock is stopped with 26 ticks remaining in this Greater St. Helens League game tonight.
Well, Jimmy, I think this Greater St. Helens AA League race is going to be a real dogfight. You got to like Prairie, even though they came up a cropper a week ago against Battleground. But, you got to like R.A. Long also. I think they've got some good players with Hewlings and Perks, and Camas is giving R.A. Long a good ball game, so they could cause problems too. And Washougal, they're in there also, so it's going to be a good race.
Jones's pass is incomplete. Sailed over the intended receiver, Matt Loop, who is also doubled as quarterback tonight, on and off. 23 seconds to go. It's 4th down, and it appears that Greg Stoller, number 83, will come in for one last punt tonight for Camas. And Stoller gets off an end over end knuckleball. It's going to be fielded by Davis at his own 43, and that's it. Davis is buried by number 20, Chad Blackford. So we've got time for maybe another play here tonight. And this one will go in the history books, a W for R.A. Long. Some of the people that have made this possible tonight: the director is Dave Willingham, our audio person is Mark Nielsen, graphics Tanya Elton, video engineer is Dean Koenig, the camera operators are Craig McMillan, Richard Best, Brian A. Smith, Trevor Rapp, and production assistants are Angie Wilson, Matt Zoller, Dave Garlett, statistician is Eli Kendricks, and the producer, as always, is Cam Lotka. And those are the people behind the scenes that we don't see very often, but they bring this game to you.
Camas still out there hitting hard. You got to admire that. Last play of the game, they stuck the running back, number 33, Ben Piper, but it's all cheers for the R.A. Long Lumberjacks.
The Jacks come out on top here tonight from Memorial Stadium in Longview by a score of 17-3. Fairly well played football game. A couple mistakes cost Camas, but still the score of 17-3.